You think this will work for today? Like, can I just this way? No? No, I should turn around?
Happy Wednesday to the people. We're back. This week, if you watched the show, I don't know, should we call it a show? If you watched the video last week, Ash, let's just be honest. Let's call a spade here. I went on a little bit of a spiral, talked about a topic that, you know,
It's near and dear to your heart.
It's near and dear to my heart. It's in my
What's wrong with
interest. Nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah.
But I went on, you know, and I didn't give my best friend here enough time to yammer about a topic of his near and dear to his heart. So this week I said, Ash, you should probably do do something that's important to you, something that you care about, a piece of comic book history perhaps.
Yeah.
That you want to share with the people. Because I'm the yapper normally. So
Sure.
It's time for you to be the yapper, Ashley. So what do you have for the people this week? What chapter of comic book history? What is it that you wanted? I was kind of open-ended. What did you want to talk about?
Sure. I mean, there is, we are the fortunate part of Winnipeg is rich in comic book history. As I'm sure lots of places are, but because we live here, we have a little bit of geographical bias. Is that a safe?
Yeah, I think you could
assumption?
say that because of where we're located,
Sure.
we're uniquely positioned
Sure.
to be part of comic book history,
Yeah.
at least in Canada.
Yeah. So anyway, figured I would channel my inside joke here. Channel my inner David Treble. Shout out David Treble, local Winnipeg historian for comic books in particular. Commented on the show last week. Something near dear to my heart is the Winnipeg Art Gallery's involvement in the local comic history.
You're talking about the WAG.
The WAG, yeah.
A lot of young youngsters take art courses and things through the WAG here in Winnipeg. If you're not familiar, but tell us more, Ash. What do you mean when you say they've been part of it?
1973.
Yeah.
Let's go back a little bit here.
That's about 53 years ago.
Yep. Yeah. 11 years before I was even a twinkle in my father's eye.
Okay.
Philip Fry was the curator of contemporary art at the Winnipeg Art Gallery, which I believe had just opened. Like
the WAG just opened, you're saying in the 70s?
That's, yeah, like early 70s, okay. 71 or something like that. I could be wrong, but anyway, they were looking for an exhibit to put on at the WAG. And Philip Fry, a fan of comic books obviously, felt it necessary to have an exhibition in an attempt to bridge the gap with comic books and people and the stigma of them just being, the funny pages.
Okay.
And try to, bring it more into a real world art medium and
so
storytelling.
Trying to elevate it to be a little more well respected as a medium, you're saying.
Yes, 100%.
It's not just the funny page. It's not Family Circus, Wizard of Id. It's it's not just superheroes being goofy, propaganda stuff from the 50s. It's more. And
seeing the appreciation in the storytelling and the art.
Right.
So anyway, that's a
whole other topic.
I mean, the 1973 Structure of Comics exhibition and I don't want to call it fallout, spoiler alert, because that might be a later episode, but it was wildly successful at the time. Fast forward a few years, Philip Fry is no longer with.
You're saying the exhibit, like the WAG didn't exhibit that was very successful?
Oh yeah, tremendously successful. Yeah.
Okay.
But again, we won't dwell too much on that one because that we could talk for hours about that one. A couple years later, 1978.
Okay.
Philip Fry is now a professor at the University of Ottawa teaching art, and the Winnipeg Art Gallery reaches out to him and says, hey, that was so successful last time with the comics.
This is about 5 years difference,
5 years
right?
difference,
okay.
Yeah. That was so successful last time, we'd like you to curate another exhibition. Do you have any ideas? Philip Fry says, "Yeah, one idea, not even a
Not a question.
not a question. It was our only choice."
Not a second thought.
So Philip Fry and his good friend Ted Poulos, apologies if I correct their name is wrong there. They think of, in their head, the only artist who could possibly transition comics as a storytelling and art medium.
So they're doing kind of the same thing. They're
Same
saying,
thing, but
we want
now-
to show this art in an elevated way.
Yeah, and instead of a general spectrum of art,
like your Jack Kirby.
instead of
they want to highlight someone.
highlighting the entire medium as a form. They're like, who's one guy who
Right.
specifically pushed the envelope, trendsetter,
Sure.
all these superlatives you want to put
Yeah,
to it.
who's
right?
the guy?
Who's the guy? And to them, their guy was Jim Steranko,
Oh, so
one of my favorites, which ties that into why we're doing this.
right. So who? Just for the people that watch, because we
Sure.
have seen, obviously the comic fans of the world that and especially locally that watch us on YouTube or find us from the States. Shout out to our friends from the United States. I see a lot of you guys in the analytics
comments.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, in the comments too. For people who are new to the game here, Ash.
Yeah.
Who's Jim Steranko? What kind of stuff would they have maybe, like, if I'm a normie new comic fan, what would I know maybe, or what characters did he work on?
I think I wouldn't call it safest choice, but the choice that I'm sure anybody who's picked up a comic, who has some comic knowledge, would know. His run of Volume 1 of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think would probably be
Pretty legendary.
front and center mind of...
Yeah.
I mean, he's done...
Did he not do some like Captain America and Hulk stuff?
Did a couple of Captain America books. Did the Fly for Archie Comics Group for a few issues. I mean, they get his list of one-offs is huge.
Right. But was he an interior guy or a cover artist?
Mostly cover.
Okay.
Cover.
Got you.
But his Nick Fury run in particular, for a lot of people, changed comics.
So you're saying that Steranko, his approach to how he did the art, it was different in the medium compared to what was happening at the time.
It was
kind of like how McFarlane started doing weird stuff when
Sure.
he came about in the 90s with Spawn, stuff that other people weren't doing yet.
Correct, yeah.
So Steranko was a
panel
trendsetter.
placement and filling it in, and anyway, so
negative space, yada yada.
Philip Fry and Ted Poulos referred to it, and that's what they called their exhibition and the subsequent book. Steranko, the graphic narrative, storytelling in comics, and the visual novel is the full.
That's cool. The full name.
Working title. That's what I was looking for.
What do you got here?
I have a copy of the book. This is my personal copy.
Okay. Was this companion piece to the art exhibit that they did?
Correct.
In 78?
78, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had Steranko here as
Maybe pull it a little closer if you don't mind, Ash. We're going to show the people kind of close up here. So this, did you get a program? Is this a program guide? Like, what is this? What's inside?
Essentially, like when the exhibition,
like a little biography.
Yeah, well,
stuff.
it's a biography, and it goes through like a lot of his this one. It's just like,
maybe show them in the front there. There was a Nick Fury, like in one of the first pages.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
We'll just show you guys a quick little. This is a very well-known Nick Fury cover that he did. I can't remember what issue number. Does it say at the bottom? No, of course not. It's Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Issue though. That's very well known.
Yeah.
It's mostly white, but it's got some cool colors and stuff like that on the real one.
But anyway, so that was the book. That was the exhibition, and it highlighted and analyzed what they considered like foundational elements of comic books and how it influenced the reader to, deep into like how the reader's eye would track across the page. And
So it
that
took like a
thing.
kind of scientific approach to it too.
And they felt that at the time, Steranko was the guy that was pushing the needle, so to speak, as
Right.
far as changing how comics were read and viewed, and innovation and the cinematic style and panel breakdown, that kind of thing. And
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty neat.
So if you were a person who wanted to get into some Steranko stuff,
Sure.
where would you start personally? I mean, would you go with the Nick Fury stuff?
The Nick Fury stuff's great. He also, you want to talk about an innovative, revolutionary guy. He literally just got bored of doing comics and started doing a newspaper magazine, if you want to call it that, called Media Scene.
Oh wait, isn't he also the Mr. Miracle thing?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So if you don't know,
Yeah.
DC Comics has a character named Mr. Miracle, and Steranko wasn't just a comic book artist, as it turns out. Now tell them the story, Ash.
So they touch on that a little bit in the book, but in Steranko's early life, on the absolute laundry list of things he was just seemingly good at, one of them was a magician and escape artist. And upon meeting him the first time, Jack Kirby was like so enthralled and like respectful of Steranko and what a cool, like the Dos Equis most interesting man in the world.
Yeah, well, how could you not be?
Right.
Right.
He decided, and this is not speculative, that he
said it's history.
Had said in history, and it's noted that Mr. Miracle was created essentially as an homage to Steranko.
Yeah, and what's funny is a few years ago at the shop here, we had some Mr. Miracle comics that someone had sold to us at some point. And I remember some of them were signed by Steranko, and I was like, "Ash, what's the deal with this?"
Why would Steranko?
And you were at I don't think you knew the story at the time because you were confused about it too. And we looked into it, and that's what we found out. Yeah, he was based on Steranko basically. But anyway, sorry, I kind of interrupted you here.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
That book is from when they did the WAG. The Winnipeg Art Gallery exhibit in '78?
Correct, yes.
Okay, okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Just a neat piece of Winnipeg comic history.
Comic lore.
I would say, like I said, that the book is a phenomenal read. And unfortunately, nobody has reproduced the book or...
Sure.
I had a real good rabbit hole type of look online last night, and I can't find anywhere to read it online, unfortunately, but anyway, there's enough synopsises and stuff online that kind of give you an idea what the book's about. If you manage to get your hands on a copy off eBay or something, I well worth the read.
You think they're kind of expensive to
they
find?
are pretty expensive, unfortunately.
It's one of those coffee table book kind of things that's in really nice shape, your personal copy too, hey?
Yeah.
Did you pick it up somewhere local or?
Shout out to John V, Winnipeg art collector.
Ooh, yes, John. Yeah.
I
remember when he
had two copies, and he's like, I was going to give you the other one, but the other one's signed by Steranko, and I'm like, curses.
Yeah, no, that's a cool one. Has Steranko passed on?
No, guy's
kicking around
94
somewhere?
or something like that. Yeah.
Imagine. I wonder what other stuff he did in his life that we don't know about.
Oh,
it's kind of like Christopher Lee, how that guy just had an insane life before and after he started acting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. That's super cool. Well, anything else you want to touch on with all that kind of chapter of the local history here? And
no, like I said, I get more and more. The rabbit hole becomes deeper and wider every time you try to look into Winnipeg history in particular. And maybe it's like I said, because we live here and we've grown up on the Winnipeg comic scene. It's we seem more interested in finding out about it. At least for myself, I find it fascinating, and
there's a lot of Winnipeg is interesting because for those of you in the States who don't know too much about us or wherever you're watching from, even other parts of Canada, we're in the center of Canada essentially. So, for us, way back in the day, the way I understand it is that railroads and stuff were kind of built to flow through here.
Winnipeg was a hub.
Yeah, we were very, very big in getting stuff, safely across the country were kind of monumental, instrumental, all the mentals for that. And somehow or another kind of carried into other industries, obviously,
Sure.
you know, food and other things like that. But comic books ended up being oddly one of the things as time went on that we helped pass through the other parts of the country.
Well, and when Diamond was in its early days, when comic distribution as a whole for most of Western Canada and even the upper Western United States, everything channeled through Winnipeg as a hub. So I mean, we had, you know, that huge geographical area of comic stores depending on distribution from Winnipeg, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a neat thing, and I mean, Winnipeg, much like I'm sure just about every other city, probably has kind of a unwritten history of their let's say part in comic books,
how the community grew. And
and we have I always say to people that we have an abnormally healthy comic book community in Winnipeg, probably because of a lot of the shop owners who came from before us.
Sure.
And that's probably another story for another episode.
For those who don't know or aren't local, I mean, we'll be celebrating our 5th anniversary very soon.
Yeah.
But outside of our shop, every other shop in the city, which is I want to say 7 of them.
I think it's 7 or 8.
I mean, everybody is 25, 30 years of tenure.
I don't know if Kirk's shop is that old,
no.
but most of the other ones that are in Winnipeg,
people who sell new books.
Yeah, they've been on for a minute, man.
Yeah,
like they've been doing this for a long time, and that's
We're the new kid on the block.
It's no like. Honestly, it's a very big achievement, and kudos to them for being able to do it, because the comic industry is not an easy one to make money in, let alone earn a living. So, anyway, we could talk more about Winnipeg's intertwined history with comics on another video, but that's a really cool piece of the history there, brother.
Any other questions you have for me about it?
No, man. I remember seeing that poster before you brought it home, and I thought it was Constantine. I thought that was who was supposed to be on the cover, because it looks. Can you show it again, Ash?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure you could see in here.
That has a very
It looks a lot like
Alan Moore Constantine vibe for sure.
But it's pre-Constantine, pre-Alan Moore.
It's, from what I understood in the book, the artwork is done by Steranko as a self-portrait.
What a beast!
Yeah, and you can kind of see he wag in the corner here. And, obviously, that's not the wag. It looks like a very New York skyline, to be honest with you.
But, we don't have any buildings
or
that
Chicago.
really look like that. Yeah,
but yeah, pretty cool.
That's wicked. Well, if you want to know more about it, leave a comment. We'll take a look and see if there's any questions people have that we can fill in the blanks. So, and of course, there's other folks that
I'd
know
love
us.
to talk shop about Steranko.
Yeah, no, there's other local guys too that I obviously will probably leave comments and may even know more about the subject than you or I. So,
man, I'd love to hear from someone who had gone to either the structure of comics that was in '73 or the Steranko one.
There was also a Marvel exhibit.
That was the structure of comics.
That's the one that Joe's.
That's where everything went wrong. Yeah, which
that's
again,
another story for another day.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, folks, that's it for this week. Ash, any last words for the people?
No.
We'll
I
see
wish I had more.
Next Wednesday. All right, toodaloo, everyone. See you later.